Hey girls, Maria Menounos here, author of the Every Girl's Guide to Life. Want to know my best tips and secrets for organization, travel, weight loss, beauty, fashion, and everything else in between? Go to bing.com/Maria and pick up my new book, The Every Girl's Guide to Life.
You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. Now the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the MTV gift suites at the W Hotel in Los Angeles, California, and streaming live on Ustream, this is AfterBuzz TV's coverage of the 2011 MTV Movie Awards. Tonight's host is Scott Mantz. Joining Scott will be AfterBuzz co-hosts Kat Bayless, Pat Lambert, and Courtney Stewart. We'll get you all the news and gossip from tonight's star-studded evening and break down the winners and losers. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, picking up where the show leaves off and the buzz continues, Scott Mantz.
I'll see at the ankle.
All right, and welcome to AfterBuzz TV's pre-show for the MTV Movie Awards 2011. Silly Rich. It is not the winners and losers, but our predictions for who they will be. Here with me today, I'm Pat Lambert. We have Courtney Stewart, Kat Bayless, and Scott Movie Man Mantz. That's him.
Thank you, Pat.
Yeah, and we are here live from the Style Lounge at the W Hotel 2 days before the live show. Yes. Huge show.
Huge.
Epic. Who's coming? Who's coming to this show? The show's going to be hosted by Jason Sudeikis from SNL.
Yes.
And they have a long list of amazing presenters, most of whom you're in love with. The Green Horn, Ryan Reynolds is coming, Blake Lively. We got Emma Stone and Bryce Dallas Howard from The Help. Bryce is also in Twilight. 8 nominations.
Amazing. Twilight and Harry Potter took everything over, I think.
Twilight's with 8, Harry Potter has 6.
And they have for the last 5 years.
Yep.
Wait, let's just be honest here. This is the only place you will ever hear the words Twilight and nominated in the same sentence.
MTV, mostly
Good one,
teen
movie man.
Who else we got coming? We have Jesse Eisenberg from The Social Network, Nicki Minaj. All the cast of Monte Carlo, Leighton Meester, Selena Gomez, Katie Cassidy. Who do we have performing, Kat?
Well, Pat. We've got the Foo Fighters, Pat and Kat, I know. Okay, seriously. We've got the Foo Fighters. Trey and Lupe Fiasco are doing a special performance together, right?
Yep.
Yes.
And then we've got the Trezons.
Trezon.
That's how Kat Bayless says it.
Show goes on, all right. And then we have the Generation Award is going to Reese Witherspoon this year. Literally. So Reese, Courtney, as someone who looks like Reese and is Reese, what do you think about it?
Oh!
Like Reese Witherspoon.
Literally huge compliment.
Well, toss.
Well, wait, you're much prettier.
Oh, hello.
There it is.
Oh my God, can I give you love right now?
Scott Mantz.
I mean,
I know how to charm.
That's the love of
I know how to charm.
this one over here has got some charm. Let me tell you something. You're never leaving my side,
No
movie
way.
man.
I'm here to stay.
Ever. Pat, you're gone.
Well, Jason, what do you all think of Jason Sudeikis as the host?
He's a great host. I think he's very personable. He's very funny, obviously, on SNL. He was also in the movie Hall Pass, directed by the Farrelly brothers. He's got Horrible Bosses coming out in July with Jennifer Aniston and Colin Farrell.
exciting.
Looks hilarious.
I saw a preview
You get
for
to see
that.
a lot of previews or films before.
Yes.
Have you seen Horrible Bosses yet? No.
I haven't seen Horrible Bosses, but I did see Super 8.
Oh, how was Super 8?
Super 8
Amazing.
was
tell.
super duper.
Super duper.
Super duper. This is the movie that J.J. Abrams directed, and it's produced by Steven Spielberg. This movie is a love letter to the early Steven Spielberg classics like E.T., Close Encounters.
Close Encounters, the trailer is
fantastic.
basically Close Encounters. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
it is, actually, it is, yeah.
Dakota Fanning's sister Elle, isn't
Elle
it right?
Fanning
Yep.
and Joel Courtney is the newcomer. It's a terrific film. It's suspenseful. It's moving.
And the MTV Movie Awards they always give like exclusive trailers of things. They previewed Horrible Bosses this week, and then at the show they're doing an extended preview of Super 8, of the new Twilight show movie. Shocker.
So excited.
Right,
And, after the show, they're previewing it's the premiere of Teen Wolf on MTV. It's the new like Buffy of their.
But this is not your daddy's Teen Wolf.
This is not
no
your daddy's
Michael
Teen
J.
Wolf.
Fox to be found in this Teen Wolf.
No.
Lower
no.
on cheer. MTV.
How can you redo the Teen Wolf? I'm sorry.
You know, how can they do,
to see what they do.
anything?
Right?
If we did Star Trek, they could do anything.
That's true. That's true.
And they
Okay, I'm
did
not going to be a hater
They
yet.
did
I'm not
okay.
a hater yet.
Look, listen, my mom likes Star Trek. If my mom likes Star Trek, everybody has to like Star Trek.
Exactly.
Can I just tell y'all a horrific experience that I had?
Tell us.
Okay. So I was, yes, a shoe model in Vegas at one point in my life.
In Vegas?
In Vegas, and we stayed at the Hilton. So they have conventions for Star Trek and for Elvis.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah,
I
they
was
do.
there in the same hotel as Star Trek people. Let me just tell you something. People conform themselves to look like them. Like they make their ears. I don't know how they do it.
Wait.
The ears, they dress everything.
Please tell me you did not dress up as a Klingon.
No, I don't even know what that is.
Live long and prosper.
I was dressed like a Barbie doll.
She was the Barbie doll just trying to work her shoes.
You must have been very popular with those Star Trek fans if you were dressed like a Barbie doll. Let me
Oh, well,
tell
I'm
you.
kidding around. Like, I just call myself Barbie sometimes, just as a joke.
You know me.
You know me.
Well, Court, so on Star Trek, Natalie Portman is one of the nominees in a
Yes.
few of the categories.
Yes, she has a
And
few
why don't we start with our critiques, reviews, and predictions for some of the categories. The first one, why don't we start with where I think Natalie should win, but best kiss. But best kiss.
Best
Best
kiss.
kiss. Pat,
But what?
are you agreeing with Kat? Because that was amazing. I mean,
Literally.
that kiss.
Well, why don't we go through the nominees?
It was so
Nominees are,
lesbianic, but I love it.
lesbianic rage.
Yeah.
Literally, I was wrapped in it.
Insane.
Wait, come on.
If gay marriage
Whatever,
wasn't legal,
what's
yeah.
up, movie man? He's like shaking his head over here.
I gotta tell you, when I saw that movie and I reviewed that film, I did not want to mention the lesbian kiss in my review because
Why?
I didn't want that to be the
What
focus
it's
of the
about,
movie.
yeah.
Right.
But of course, everybody started talking about the film and they're like, "Why didn't you say anything about the lesbian kiss?" And I was like, "Okay,
Because
fine."
everyone else is gonna do it.
That was hot.
That was hot.
Was
Well, let me
hot.
go through. The nominees are Ellen Page and Joseph Gordon-Levitt for Inception.
Yep.
We got Harry Potter and, well, Daniel Radcliffe and Emma Watson from Harry Potter. Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson for Twilight. Kristen Stewart and Taylor Lautner for Twilight.
Twilight.
And then
Twilight.
Mila
Kristen
Kunis and
Stewart,
Natalie
she must
Portman.
have some magic tongue.
Kristen Stewart and Robert
Magic
have won for the last
Lips
2
or
years.
Magic
something.
lush.
What?
Well, you know what?
Kristen
Listen,
and Robert have won
okay.
for the last 2 years.
I would say that it's going to be a three-peat, except for the fact that kiss in Black Swan. First of all, Black Swan was just a great movie.
Amazing
period.
film.
It was beautiful.
It is a
Hands down,
fantastic
and
movie.
love that movie.
But that kiss was hot. I mean,
It was.
Mila Kunis
I mean, the
is
best
like
part
the
is
hottest chick to me.
she
Ever.
slams the door and then
Ever.
just runs at Mila.
That-
And
by the way,
charges her onto the bed.
that kiss
Amazing.
is what DVDs were made for.
Rewind.
On Blu-ray, sweetheart. That is
Rewind
what
in,
that
in
whole
high
scene-
definition.
Yeah. But the thing about Black Swan is how do you really describe that film and Natalie's performance in the movie in general? You know, you're sitting there watching that movie, and halfway through that film, you're saying she has to win every single award
Literally.
when she gets
Ever.
nominated,
Yeah.
and she did.
She did.
And she
Well,
has
do
She
you,
did.
do you
Well,
think
the other
that
thing
she...
too, as a ballerina, and you know, that was not easy for her to go and train to do that. Even though we all know that she didn't do every, you know,
But
pirouette
she
or
shouldn't
every
have been
fuerte.
able to. You guys studied
But
your lives for
I'm
that.
sorry, like
Yeah.
I was a ballerina. I understand. Like even just to go for me to go back into that world it would take me a good year to start doing that kind of work.
Well, Mila Kunis would train for 7 hours a day, 7 days a week for 3 months, and she lost 25 pounds.
And that's why she's
Mila
so
Kunis-
hot.
Mila Kunis lost 20. She was
25?
95 pounds for the show. I mean, for the film.
But you know, in the
Amazing.
last like let's say 10 years, there have been a lot of performances where you're watching the movie and the movie isn't even over yet, and you know that this person is going to sweep every single award that they're nominated for.
Yeah.
For
Yep.
example, Jamie Foxx in Ray.
And he did Ray.
Yep.
That was-
Christoph Waltz in Inglourious Bastards.
Yes.
Helen Mirren in The Queen.
Oh,
And Natalie Portman in Black Swan, she was just so good.
So good.
It's like
that was the role that she'd been waiting for all her life.
I mean, she's had a million great roles, but that was
doesn't matter
how much it was scary, it was frightening, it was beautiful, it was romantic,
it was sexy.
She was vulnerable, she was sexy.
Intense. It was
I mean, her character had to play. It was deep.
Yes.
Deep film.
It was a great film.
Delicious.
And you know why a lot of girls like that movie too as well, because
of the lesbian kiss.
The lesbian kiss, but also
we all want to make out with Katy Perry.
I mean, it kind of hit home for a lot of us actors, dancers, you know, where we go through that with our mothers, and we go through that your whole world.
Oh, the mother thing was so scary.
No, God, no. But my mom was very involved, you know, and she, you know, and it was a beautiful film. You know what I mean? It showed more than just, oh, I'm just a dancer and this is what I'm going through. It showed like, God, I mean, that whole relationship with the mom and the daughter and
how it runs the life.
Yes.
That life, like that is life.
And the cake scene. I could go on for days.
Oh, wait, the cake where she wanted to throw out the cake.
Yes.
Did your mother want to do that to you?
I ain't gonna say nothing. No, I'm kidding. She would never do that. But you know,
Black Swan is up for 4 awards for the night. And another one on that note is Natalie Portman's scene where she is pulling the feathers out of her for best jaw-dropping moment.
It's like back the skin of the thing. Did you do that too, Kat?
Painful.
I did.
Was that you?
I plucked all my feathers out of my back. all one of them.
Why? You were waiting.
Your competition and dance your life away.
Yeah,
best jaw-dropping moment is another one of the newer categories. Nominees are James Franco for 127 hours when he's cutting off his arm. Justin Bieber for Justin Bieber.
What was the scene from Justin Bieber?
It was just the performance.
Him coming out to
Please,
Madison
walk
Square
out on
Garden.
stage.
I'm sorry, next.
I'm going to defend the Bieber.
Walk out on stage and just
By the way,
wave to the crowd.
did y'all hear that Bieber cut his hair?
Again?
Bieber cut his hair.
Like a lesbian?
I thought it was recently.
Wait, what kind of haircut?
Okay.
Short now.
He doesn't have this anymore.
He got rid of the lesbian cut?
Big breaking news, breaking news.
You had that one, you lost it. Leonardo DiCaprio and Ellen Page are nominated for the Paris Cafe scene, or Paris Explodes, which was cool. Natalie Portman for when she pulls out her feathers and fingers, and then Steve-O for Jackass 3D.
All right, jaw-dropping moment, I have to tell you. When you know, I go to a lot of film festivals where they screen movies for the first time, and you know, there's no buzz on them whatsoever, so this is a chance to really discover a movie. You know, there's no one's seen it yet. I was at the very first screening of 127 Hours at the Toronto Film Festival last September, and I kid you not, when James Franco proceeded to cut off his arm, 2 people in the audience fainted. They fainted.
No, really? They really did.
No joke. They fainted. I went, I better write this down.
That is a jaw-dropping.
I mean,
that's
the runner of the entire film, though, because that's like, you know that it happens from the real life story, so you're waiting for it.
But at the same time, they didn't. The director,
like
Danny Boyle. It only takes a few seconds. They don't slow it down. They don't sensationalize it. They literally, you know, just do it and it's done and it's not bloody. It's just when you see him chop into it for the first time, you're like, OMFG.
And they were just
OMFG. Thanks, everyone.
Oh my God.
So James Franco should win, but will he win against Justin Bieber?
Well, I don't think anybody could really.
I just don't understand jaw dropping because he's on stage doing.
Well, it was his first like sold out Madison Square Garden, like all of his life culminates to that moment.
Justin Bieber's 3D. Okay, Justin Bieber in 3D.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's jaw drop.
And can I just tell
you
about Justin Bieber?
It changed my life.
One thing about that movie, it came out in February.
Yes.
That is the last movie in the world I wanted to see. I went into that screening,
I agree.
Kicking and screaming.
Way.
I went in to see that movie because it was my job. And when it was over, I went, well, what do you know? That was pretty good.
Thank you.
Right? You're talking about Justin Bieber?
Yes.
I literally went with everyone I knew. You know, maybe we're a little out of it. We were a little beat up. But,
I didn't like him. I still don't really love him, but it made me respect him. I
totally.
Respect him.
He's a talented kid.
He's a talented kid.
And
very.
It's work. He's doing a job and he's working hard.
He's working.
And that was beautiful to see his dream culminate in this big, like, can you imagine?
Can you imagine going to
come out to sing and dance, like, first time you're like 15 years old?
Can you imagine not only that it happened, but then it's on a screen in front of 500 people watching the movie in 3D, like it's Justin Bieber.
I have to tell you, not only did that movie win me over, I'm not saying I'm a fan, but it won me over because I did like the film, but the movie is also an absolute demonstration of the power of social media.
Yes.
Totally.
Because the way his performances went viral over the internet really helped him become a huge star.
Well, then
Hello,
YouTube,
Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, his
Same
first,
thing.
the reason he was discovered was Usher saw his YouTube.
Usher saw his YouTube.
Like how does that? Justin Bieber, man.
These damn little kids.
Huge.
Would this have happened to Justin Bieber 20 years ago?
No.
Who knows?
I don't know.
But,
He'd be on the Mickey Mouse Club.
but
He was
hey,
lucky.
talent. He is obviously talented, and he does work his tail off.
Yeah.
And the movie showed a real intimate quality that he has with the crew. It's like they're his family.
True. Well, the proof is in the pudding. The kid deserved
totally.
every single thing he
Yes.
ever
So,
got.
so
And
James Franco for the win.
I'm going with
Okay,
James Franco.
okay.
Bieber
I
could
will
take it
too.
because he's Bieber.
I picked James.
Way to go.
But I
Let's
wouldn't
do
be
it.
mad if Justin won.
Another category that's kind of in line with jaw dropping is the scared as shit performance.
that's actually my favorite
I love that
category.
category.
Yeah.
They have some of my favorite nominees, such as Jessica Shore for Piranha 3D, one of the greater films of the
Piranha 3D,
year.
really. That is the most.
Thank you.
I mean, she's great on
And
Gossip
I
Girl.
like bad movies, like for entertainment.
Yeah, just like
Funny
good
to
bad.
laugh at.
Literally.
That was like bad.
That was just a bad movie.
Bad.
I'm sorry, y'all. I hate to say it. I didn't see it. I'm gonna wait till 40 comes
I don't think
out.
many
You're
people
not
did.
missing it.
She's waiting on
Good.
40.
I'm waiting
y'all.
on 40.
She's waiting on 40.
Other nominees are Ashley Bell from The Last Exorcism, Ellen Page in Inception, Minka Kelly from The Roommate, and Ryan Reynolds for Buried.
Are you ready? Here's my pick. And here's
Who?
why.
Oh, no, I'm ready. I'm ready to go. You go.
I'm gonna say Ryan Reynolds
Absolutely.
for
Me too.
Buried, and here's why. Because that film, the entire performance, the entire movie, he is scared as shit.
Yeah.
The entire movie takes place
time.
in a coffin. You don't see how he gets there.
have
You don't.
no
You don't
idea.
cut away. There's no flashbacks. You're just in the movie with him for 9.
How was the movie itself?
It's terrific. It's
Yeah?
very clever.
Excellent.
It's great.
Excellent.
Now,
I like
was it all every theater around America? It was only in certain theaters, right?
It's
Or
only
never?
in select
Sounds
cities.
good.
Yeah,
Never
which
opened
sucks.
wide.
Like,
yeah.
I mean, the Tom Hanks movie when he had the Ball Wilson. I mean, that was in every theater.
That's a great example because Barry reminded me of Castaway,
Castaway.
only to the
Same
extent that it's a one-man show. Because obviously
Yeah.
the movies are very different.
Yes.
But I mean, to watch Ryan Reynolds just in a coffin for 90 straight minutes, where there's no cutaways, there's no flashbacks.
That's like porn.
That was clever. It was
To watch
ingenious.
Ryan Reynolds for 90 minutes.
And
I
I'm telling
could-
you,
That's why I
Did
think
he have
he
his
should
shirt
win.
off?
I'm
'Cause
glad
I
you
didn't
brought
see it.
that
Had
up.
his shirt off?
Not really, but he's still enough to
If
look
I
at.
say something.
go watch the
Jaw-dropping.
proposal again.
Okay, I will. Yeah,
But
right.
it was still more than enough for me to vote for him.
Well,
Yes.
and I would vote
Because
for
he
him
was
only.
beautiful.
Well, because this is not his genre. I mean,
Yeah.
he's
That's a good
mostly
point.
comedy, y'all.
Well, it's becoming. I mean, he came in comedy, then was sex appeal, and now he's kind of.
But I want to
And
say
now
something
he's a
about comedic
superhero
actors
for
as
Green
well.
Lantern. Yeah.
Comedic actors, it's easier for them to go the other way than dramatic actors to go to comedy, I think.
But Ryan Reynolds, I've been saying this about Ryan Reynolds for years. He's a triple threat. He could do action because not only is he in Green Lantern, but he was also in the third Blade movie, and he was Deadpool in X-Men Origins Wolverine. He could do comedy, obviously Van Wilder in The Proposal, and he could do drama. Buried. I mean, he was in a movie called The Nines. He was in Adventureland.
I mean, did you see Waiting?
Oh well, I did.
I mean, hello.
Not an example I was going for, Kat, but embrace your taste. That's all I can
And
say is embrace your
embrace what
taste.
you love.
Have you seen Green Lantern yet?
I'm seeing it on Sunday.
Literally.
Oh, I can't wait.
can't wait.
I
You
cannot
got
I
it?
wait
love
for that movie.
superhero movies.
I do
I'm
too.
so gonna
See,
be
I'm not
there.
big into superhero movies, but
I'm
this
so-
Dad, I
movie
knew
looks
I loved
really
you.
good. Yeah? You're not
Yeah.
into superhero movies?
Oh,
yet?
I love it.
I mean,
I'm
like,
a
I think
little-
they're good when they're good, but
When they're
not
good,
pulling
they're
me
great.
in.
When
You
they're
know?
good,
When
they're
they're good, they're
Thank
great.
you. Thank
They
you.
should
Then I am.
transport you, but when they're done like cheesy or
Agreed.
it
and they're coming
cheapens
out
the
in
whole taste
hordes
of it,
right
you
now,
know?
so
Yeah.
it's kind of like, oh, there's
Well,
quality
there's a
concerns.
lot.
But Green Lantern
There's a
looks
lot.
amazing.
But you see, in the last 11 years, with the release of the first X-Men film, exactly 11 years ago, there have been a lot of superhero movies. You have now 5 X-Men films. You have 3 Spider-Mans, 2 Batmans, actually 6. if you count
They like
the first
reinvented,
four.
and then they're
Reinvented
reinventing
Batman.
Well, there's a new
Spider-Man
Superman
again.
coming up with Emma Stone and Andrew Garfield from the Social
Spider-Man.
Network.
Whatever happened-
Spider-Man 3.
Spider-Man.
Is this a new
Spider-Man 4.
studio
Is
that
it?
does
It's called The
Superman?
Amazing Spider-Man.
The Amazing Spider-Man.
Yes. And if you didn't see Spider-Man 3,
Spider-Man 3 has Bryce Dallas Howard in it.
Oh,
Yes.
really?
And then she plays Gwen Stacy. Now Emma Stone's playing Gwen Stacy, and both of them are in The Help together.
and
They love each other.
It's all
Yes.
in
The irony is that both Bryce Dallas Howard and Emma Stone play a blonde. And wait a minute. I'm reaching here. Because wasn't Bryce Dallas Howard, she's a natural redhead.
She's a redhead.
She dyed her hair blonde.
Yes.
And now Emma Stone is a natural blonde. She's dyed her hair red.
Yes.
Okay. So it wasn't that much of a stretch.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Look at that.
We got here. Okay, so guys, we just got
treats.
When you're doing
all natural
AfterBuzz
kettle
TV,
corn.
This is amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you. We need that.
Actually, can we taste it here? Do you want to see my reaction?
Okay.
What's your name? Mike. I'm Kat. Nice to meet you.
Mike.
So guys, we're getting popcorn thrown at us.
We're doing AfterBuzz TV, talking about the MTV Movie Awards, the nominees.
We love popcorn at AfterBuzz TV.
Mikey, Ryan Reynolds for Buried versus Ellen Page for Inception. Scared as shit.
I would go with Van Wilder.
Mikey says
Nice.
Van Wilder. Mikey knows best.
You guys are really cute. Y'all can stay for a while if you want.
Wait, do you talk about us?
Of course y'all are.
You're cute.
I already told y'all were cute.
What's your name? You look like Christian. You look on the camera. You look like Christian Bale. Hey, Christian.
Yeah, you do.
Great job, right?
But you look
Spot
like
on.
Christian Bale from The Machinist. So
American Psycho.
I
There you
think
go.
that's a, you know,
Nice tat.
Here.
cheeseburger.
Very nice.
There you go.
Thank you for the popcorn. The kettle corn is delicious.
Thank you very
It's
much.
so good.
What else
Thank
you got?
you.
Do y'all have different flavors?
Yes.
In line with superheroes,
Oh,
in line with
bring
Christian
I'm kidding.
what's his name, Bale?
Christian Bale.
Blah, 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 Slater, is the biggest badass star.
Oh yes.
Biggest
I love
badass.
this category.
Now,
One
Buffy
day
is
when I
not
grow up,
nominated.
I want to be a
but-
badass.
You're already a badass.
I
Wait,
am.
is
You're
the
already
biggest
a
badass.
baddest
To
star
share
or
to the world.
badass?
No, biggest badass
Badass.
star.
Badass.
Not biggest like ass that's bad.
Not big ugly ass.
Yeah,
Not
that
the
would be.
big
You
We'd
like
be talking about the
badass.
biggest
I'm
loser for
badass.
that.
Like I would
Okay.
jack you up. Badass.
Yeah.
But our nominees
Back it
are
up.
Alex Pettyfer for I Am Number 4, Chloe Grace Moritz for Kick-Ass,
Ding, ding, ding.
Jaden
Chloe.
Smith, The Karate Kid, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Inception, and Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man 2. Scott.
I'm gonna say will win is probably Smith for the Karate Kid.
Really?
But should win
Really?
has to be Chloe Grace Moretz for Kick-Ass.
She is
Chloe
like
Moretz is
all over the
adorable. I
place.
love her.
She
Chloe.
is fantastic.
Chloe
She
is
is.
coming out
Okay,
in a
you know
new
what?
movie.
I'll go with you.
Tim Burton's Dark Shadows with Johnny Depp.
And she's also
She just got the
I like-
literally just got the lead in that. Amazing.
she's also in Martin Scorsese's next movie.
Yep. I mean, Chloe, where did she come from? Blew up.
Chloe Grace Moretz. The first time I noticed her, she played Joseph Gordon-Levitt's little sister in 500 Days of Summer.
That's right.
I love that movie.
We're talking about 500 Days of
If you
Summer, y'all.
haven't seen
Oh my
Go
gosh!
see it.
500 Days
my
of
God.
Summer.
Zoe Deschanel's in it,
is-
right?
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh! 500 Days of Summer. It's ingenious.
Yeah.
It's
Literally
brilliant.
warmed me
Oh
just
my
thinking
gosh.
about it. I feel warm.
And Joseph
excited
Gordon-Levitt,
and
bring it back.
happy.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt is nominated in this. He's
Yeah.
had a full scope. I mean, 500
Yeah,
Days
there's
was.
another one.
I know.
I mean, he's done great, but 500 Days was the big platform.
But
But
Chloe
he
Grace
started in 30
Moretz,
Rock from
I
the
mean,
Sun,
look
right?
at this
Yeah.
girl. She played Hit Girl in Kick-Ass.
She
and
was
yes,
awesome.
she did Kick-Ass.
Let me see.
That
so great.
she's so awesome.
How old is she?
She's I want to say she's 14.
Amazing. Amazing.
My only worry about her, though, is I don't think enough people saw
the
Kick-Ass,
movie.
you know?
That's why I'm thinking.
And it's a
Jaden
great
Well,
movie, you
I'm
know?
confused
because
because
Jaden Smith is actually, he's the highest paid young actor, child actor.
Well,
The
duh.
highest paid child actor in
I
Hollywood.
mean,
I mean,
it's Will
his parents
Smith's
are producing
son.
the movies.
I mean, Willow Smith.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
I'm gonna write my kid a check so
Yeah.
they're not
What's he
asking me
gonna
for
say?
it.
Gee, Dad, no. I want to make a movie on my own
I
terms.
always want to make $10,000.
I want my hair back and forth. I want my hair back and
That would
forth.
be
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Because I think Iron Man 2 with Robert Downey is kind of old news to win.
Yeah, I agree.
I love
too.
Robert,
But
but
what do you think of Alex Pettyfer? I mean, I Am Number 4. I don't think that anyone in the world saw. And Alex Pettyfer, he is known.
No, you know how many people
He
saw
dated
I Am
Quinn-
Number 4? Four.
4 people.
4 people.
And they were all in the movie.
I didn't see it.
He, it stars Diana Agron from Glee, and they were dating.
Yeah.
And the
They were
rumor is that
dating.
Alex is kind of an asshole. Like, no
Oh,
one
it's
likes
not a
him.
rumor. It's not a rumor.
Uh-oh, what you know, what you know.
I gotta say, from everything I've experienced through colleagues, this guy is way too big for his britches. He may be
So
a
unfortunate.
bigger star in
Yeah.
his home country, but here he is still an unknown.
Yeah.
And not
Yeah,
that,
of course
not
he
that
is.
even if he becomes big, he should be able to act like a jerk.
Yeah.
But it's like, dude, we don't care who you are now. If you go away, we're really not going to care.
Right.
So you better wise up.
Well,
Well,
I
before
don't
he
even
leaves,
know
though,
his name.
before he leaves, the thing that I'm excited for is he's playing Channing Tatum in a movie called Magic Mike. and it's Channing Tatum when he was a stripper.
Oh, yeah, I heard about this.
So this is why I like Alex Pettiford.
Wait,
Okay,
Because there's a future for you, at least in
And I'm guessing you'll like
So
I
biggest
don't know how
badass,
we got
depending on
It's
who
getting
you
all
see
crazy
it.
up in the AfterBuzz, MTV suite.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm still.
That's
I still,
a weird movie.
I still believe. I mean, just because
I mean,
Chloe
Chloe's
Grace
amazing.
Moretz, she was also in. I don't know. Did you see the remake of Let the Right One In? It's called Let Me In. It's a.
Yeah.
It's a. Let the Right One In is a Swedish vampire movie that became a cult hit. So they remade the film last September, and it didn't do very well, but it was still a great movie. And Chloe Moretz, you know who Chloe Moretz reminds me of? She reminds me of Dakota Fanning, but with an attitude.
With an edge.
With an
Yes.
Good
And she
Good
looks,
one.
she
That's a
looks
good-
like a little like fit Abigail Breslin.
Yes.
Like when you first see her, you think
Whatever
it's Abigail
happened to
Breslin.
that child?
She's still wandering around.
She is?
She's still in that little.
Oh,
wondering
Little Miss
about
Little Miss
Sunshine.
I
Oh,
love
broke
that
my
movie.
heart.
Best movie ever.
Ever.
500 Days of Summer.
I love movies.
That movie.
Warms my heart.
I know where I'll find y'all
so-
But for
later.
different ways.
So our biggest
Yes.
badass went from 500 Days of Summer to being the biggest badass star in our prediction. I think she's the new
great.
biggest thing too. I think when
Chloe
Stark
Moretz?
Shadows, when
Yeah,
Stark
I
Shadows
agree.
comes
I
out,
agree.
It's gonna
I think she's
explode.
gonna explode.
She's
Good
gonna
for her.
explode.
And she's adorable. She's very, very old for age.
She deserves it.
Speaking of Dakota Fanning, her sister was in a movie. Was she in
Yeah,
Super
she's
8?
in
Super 8.
Super 8.
Yes.
And when
Oh,
you see her in Super 8, you're going to go, well, she grew up fast.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know, she was also in that movie Somewhere.
Yep.
Sophia
Okay.
Coppola's last movie came
Yeah.
out in December. That movie was wonderful. And, you know, it's out on DVD and Blu-ray now. And it's so good. And if you like Lost in Translation,
Oh, love
it's
that
a
movie.
lot like that because both movies took place in a hotel. It's about an actor bonding with a younger woman. You know, of course, this is his daughter.
Yeah.
But Somewhere should absolutely Netflix it, Flickster,
Get on it, guys.
Amazon it. get
Support
on
these
Somewhere.
creative movies
Definitely.
that don't get a lot
Independent
of attention.
films.
Well,
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Go independent movies.
Yeah.
so jumping from biggest badass star would be best villain. Now, last year, Tom Felton from Harry Potter won for Draco Malfoy, and he's nominated again. And he's nominated against Christopher Waltz for The Green Hornet, Leighton Meester for The Roommate, Mickey Rourke for Iron Man 2, and Ned Beatty for Toy Story 3.
Toy Story 3.
Toy Story 3.
Toy Story 3. Toy
Y'all
Story.
are so
I thought
cute.
that movie should have won the Oscar for Best Picture.
It was so adorable.
It literally
was
could have.
And the fact that it's
wonderful.
the third one, and they're still able to pull off like these heart-wrenching, like so real stories about
You
toys.
can do a lot with cartoons, though.
But
you
it's
know, you can do
toys.
whatever you want.
But there's been plenty of movies that
And
have
that's
done
why
But it's
people
still
love
so
cartoons.
human. It was still
Yeah.
the human element is still so there,
See,
and the relationship.
this should have been up for jaw-dropping moment at the end when they're in the fireplace. where
Oh
they're
my
like,
God,
literally, where
totally.
is that?
You're
You know,
gonna burn all
like
the toys.
everyone is literally crying. Like,
Toy Story. First of all,
Where were Barbie and Ken?
let's look at the history of the Toy Story movies. The first Toy Story came out in 1995.
Oh my God, was it 95?
And
That
it
long
was,
ago?
if you can believe this, it was the first ever computer animated feature. The first one.
Really?
It was
Okay.
the only kid on the block. Now they're all computer animated.
Right.
Like How to Train Your Dragon, Despicable Me.
I mean, Finding
Shrek.
Nemo.
It's so
Finding
pretty,
Nemo.
though.
should have won the Oscar in its
It's
year.
real pretty.
I love Finding
thought
Nemo.
Finding
I think
Nemo
it was one of
great.
the best films ever.
But Toy Story 3, first of all, the first Toy Story was great. The second one was better, which is rare.
You think
Yeah,
it's better?
very.
But
Very
the
rare.
third one was better than the first two.
I agree.
I mean, how the hell did they
Just
do
like
that?
Grease
don't know.
2.
Just like
Just like Grease
Oh, no, she did. No, she did.
Snap.
Rest in peace, Kaneki.
meow.
But
Oh,
Toy
that's
Story 3,
hilarious.
it was like,
Yeah.
especially like we grew up on Toy Story, and it recreated all that for a whole new generation of families, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
You didn't have to have seen the first two
Absolutely.
to fall
Not
in
at
love with
all.
the third
But
one.
if you did see the first two,
It made it that
it brought
much
you to tears. Here's-
sweeter, bittersweet.
When I was doing my top 10 list of 2010, I couldn't decide for my favorite movie of the year between Toy Story 3 or The Social Network. And ultimately, I went with Toy Story 3 because it did something for me that The Social Network did not do. It made me cry. Yes, I'm a grown man, and I cried at Toy Story 3, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not ashamed to admit it.
A wipe.
And Toy Story 4 can't get here fast enough.
Oh, wait, there's another one.
Finding Nemo. There's not one.
You know they're gonna make one.
So everyone agrees Ned Beatty for Toy Story 3.
Ned Beatty, lots of Hugging Bear.
Huggy Bear was the best ever.
He was hilarious.
He was great. He was such a jerk. I wanted to say a-hole, but that's not appropriate because it's Toy Story, but he was great.
He was great.
Because it was Toy Story.
It's Ned Beatty's best performance since Deliverance.
And it's been a while.
It's been a while.
And you were a stuffed bear.
And he doesn't have to squeal like a pig.
And I love how it ended that he was on the front of the truck in the garden dump and he was just dirty and
Getting all
gross.
the bugs
in his mouth. It was great.
It was horrible.
I mean, Toy Story 3 is nothing short of an epic.
Yes, I agree. Totally agree.
With epics,
that's one I
the
should
next
own.
category is for best fight.
Best
one day.
So,
fight.
Kat, I don't know about you. I mean, we fought before in the Oscars. We disagreed on some things. We fought in the sense that I love you and I'll always love
I've
you.
actually forgiven you since then. Have you forgiven me?
You know, I forgot.
Well, that's when we fell in love.
Move on. We can move on. Love each other.
So
love
for
one
best fight, the nominees for
Oh,
best fight are Amy Adams versus the sisters in The Fighter.
That was hilarious.
That was a trip.
Chloe Grace Moritz versus Mark Strong for Kick-Ass.
That was a
She
trip.
did a great job.
Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, and Rupert Grint for Harry Potter versus
They're
Death
always
Eaters.
fighting.
I know, we have a fight every day.
fighting.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt versus the hallway attack
Boom.
for
That
was
Inception.
That was
Awesome.
it.
They
That
were like
fight
yeah.
scene
ceiling.
defied gravity.
Robert Pattinson versus Bryce Dallas Howard and Xavier Samuel for Twilight Eclipse.
Okay.
Y'all, who do we have
Okay.
now?
Well,
Hey,
we're sitting
Maria.
down with the lovely and talented Maria.
Hi.
All right.
We
Best
just chilling.
fight scene, Maria.
Best fight scene.
Best
Amy
fight.
Adams.
Amy Adams.
I knew it.
Those sisters were
We
the
got
runners of
Amy
the whole
Adams.
movie.
I mean, if you are not
That was-
afraid of them, I don't know who you'd be afraid of.
That's a good point.
I mean, the sisters.
Those sisters
And I'm not talking about AfterBuzz's the sisters.
were hell's bells. Those sisters were hell's bells.
My
Oh.
sisters are scarier than any sisters I've ever met.
I just was glad I had a brother while I was watching that movie. But
Right?
how do you
It was
deny
scary.
the brilliance of Inception,
Inception
when
and
the walls are
and they were
turning
like-
and Joseph Gordon-Levitt is defying gravity?
that's
That
really
was
the most-
awesome.
I
That's
know,
also
the
the
problem
most-
is, and I love Inception, it was, okay, cinematically it was the best fight.
but it was confusing.
Thank you.
It's the
I
most
agree with her.
iconic. It's the most
Yeah.
iconic
But
image
best
from
real
the
fight
movie.
between people.
But the best fight?
Human interaction.
Oh, forget it. Were
I
you with
agree.
me on the sisters?
Oh, the sisters.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Come
Oh, yeah.
on.
Come on.
Yeah.
The sisters are great.
I
I was
mean-
going to see just that scene again.
Wait.
Again, this is what Blu-rays are all about.
I mean, they're pulling hair, they're punching people in the nose. Literally, Amy Adams was on her, like,
But
pounding her in the
honestly,
face.
like, I can't even believe that Mark Wahlberg's fight with Dickie was not one of the best fight categories or nominees, because the one scene in that movie that always knocks me on my butt and makes me shake and actually cry every time I see it is when he's in the restaurant and they're like, Dickie's outside getting beat.
yeah, that's right,
And
yeah,
so they all run. Mark runs and
he goes, don't
look,
do
I have
anything.
chills
Boom.
all the way on
Yeah,
my face
that
and
was-
body
yeah.
because
Yeah.
when they hit his hand, I mean, I grew up in that. Like, I grew up in Boston, and I know what it's like. No matter right or wrong, you defend your people. And when you go out there, it's hardcore. It's hardcore.
It's
hardcore.
And so
There she goes.
I just get so emotional because it's such a real and raw moment that I think that should have been nominated too.
Well, being from Philadelphia,
Huh?
which I feel like is a sister
They know
city to
fights.
Boston. I feel
Okay,
like Boston and Philly are sister cities.
Exactly.
Both have a lot of history. Both have like good working class
Meaty
roots.
people. Yep.
And both have brothers and
Hardcore.
sisters. Hardcore. It's hardcore.
Maria,
But you're
don't lose
watching,
that accent.
regardless of whether you understood
No. Since we're
Inception
talking
or not,
Boston, you should say irregardless.
regardless of whether you understood Inception or not, that scene with Joseph Gordon-Levitt and the elevator fighting those guys in like weightlessness
Not letting this
was
one go.
movie magic.
It was
It
movie
was.
magic.
The whole
It
movie
was.
was kind of movie magic.
Wait,
The whole
Pat,
movie was
who do you
confusing.
think should win?
I think the sisters were one. The sisters
Three
were.
against two.
They were the best part of the entire movie for me.
All the time. Like, you
They
see
were
that
so funny. The fight is amazing. That, like, I'm literally the most enjoyable cat fight of the year.
Yeah,
My
ever.
fine
That's what it is. A
Inception.
cat fight.
We say
Inception
bad
is
words
like-
all the time.
Inception's
Well, who's your
magical.
I pick Inception.
Okay.
Because I thought it was
All
amazing.
right.
Like, it was an interesting way. It was something I hadn't seen.
Thanks for
Did
sticking
you guys
sticking
talk
with
best
me.
movie yet?
Oh, no.
no,
We're getting
Oh,
there.
sorry. I'm going ahead.
Young Marie.
They're good. I'm
Did
going
you
ahead.
have an opinion on best jaw-dropping moment?
Oh, Steve-O! Steve-O!
Who was here earlier today?
That whole movie was best
No,
jaw-dropping.
James Franco, no. Because that wasn't even, no.
No.
When he's cutting off his arm?
Did you see that movie?
I did. I did.
Remind me what Steve-O
when
did.
that happened. I was in a movie, 2 people fainted.
I know, and I didn't.
I wasn't one of them.
Wait, can I
You're from
tell
Boston.
you,
You're from Boston.
Boston. Guys, honestly, I watched, what was it, how many hours?
124, whatever.
I watched it, and I had heard from you, like, people were passing out, and I watched it, I was totally fine with it.
Maybe I prepared. You should thank me.
Maria's
I prepared you. I prepared you.
I could see all of your organs on the table right now and be okay. I am good with blood and guts and gore.
You know, Maria and the
I'm
nurses,
good.
listen to everyone.
If you vomit near me, we could have a problem.
Vomit is gross.
And
Vomit is not acceptable.
I don't enjoy vomit.
Did you like? I couldn't enjoy that moment with Steve-O. Like that,
It was
that to me is like,
amazing!
oh, it's gross.
Wait. The most jaw-dropping moment of that movie, aside from that,
was
the
volcano.
human sweat machine.
Oh no, I thought
When
the
he
volcano.
drank the sweat juice from
that
that
was
guy.
gross.
Wait,
That
what are we
was so
talking about?
Oh my God, Kat.
Is that what are we talking about?
Like a
what?
bike.
Yeah.
This
Oh.
big guy
Yeah.
is on a bike. They wrap him in
Correctly.
saran wrap. And then,
It was so
and then the
gross.
juice of
It
his
was so
body
gross.
is coming out of pipe, and he's drinking it. Kevin had to leave. Kevin, our AfterBuzz creator, left the movie theater and puked. I almost puked, and I mean, I have a stroke.
Did you see?
I
What
mean,
about
I
the
see
part with the
organs.
volcano where you're like, what is that
I
erupting?
forget.
You're like, they showed the scene, and they showed the scene where something starts
diarrhea?
erupting, diarrhea, and you're like, what the hell is that? By the way, I was eating popcorn during that scene.
Maria, do you enjoy
And I
that?
went,
Honestly, I saw Steve-O here this morning.
Yes.
And I'm like, Steve-O, what's up? And he looked good. And I said, Steve-O, I'm like, I love that movie. And I know some people are going to be watching and they're going to be like, I thought Maria was classy.
I know.
But I have a really sick sense of humor. And so I love watching Jackass. I scream and holler and hoot in those movie theaters. And I can't watch them enough. Like when I see it on the TiVo, I'm like, oh, I'm watching it again.
Oh my God, hands down. I'm there with you. Actually, y'all, I've got a Jackass story.
Oh
yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I do. So, you know, I'm a dancer. If you didn't know this, I'm a dancer and a singer and an actress, but I got the job to go and be a part of the chorus. They did like a full-on Busby Berkeley. We're all in like formal gowns, and the Jackass guys are going to be, actually the big fat guy, Presley, is going to be sliding down a slide of lube while we're doing a dance number. Okay, and they said, the director said to us, Mickey Rooney is his name, Michael Rooney. He goes, don't you dare look, don't you dare get out of character, and if you do, you'll be fired. We're like, okay, good. Well, guess what?
You laughed?
Oh, you have no idea.
Did you get fired?
Oh, no, listen to this. So the little midget man is on top of Presley. They're both naked. They're naked. And they're sliding down this big old thing of lube. It's like 100 feet up in the air. And we're all down below.
This is better with her accent.
And there's like 6 trash cans right in front of the camera, right? So Presley like flies through the garbage cans. The midget flies over.
I think it's technically little person.
Oh, sorry.
wait,
Little
Wee
man. Oh, little man.
No,
Oh.
is
Wee
it?
man.
Oh,
Wee Man. Yeah, yeah.
Wee Man.
We'll call him Wee Man. 'cause
Okay,
that's
good.
his name.
Wee Man. All right, I'm technically incorrect. Okay, but
We
whatever.
apologize if we've offended anyone.
little bit.
Oh, no.
I actually have little people friends.
Oh, I do too. I just don't know what
Expressed herein are those of the host
So
and
then,
not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz
So it
TV or
gets
its owners or
better.
principals.
Presley.
I don't know what to call him.
Presley comes and his face hits
Wait,
the
but-
camera. The big fat guy hits the camera, falls down the ground. We all think he's dead. So of course I broke character.
That's totally understable.
It is, isn't
Oh,
it?
you're
Should we talk about little
forgiving.
people friends for a second?
I like little people.
I don't know what to call him.
Mine, I have, mine is actually very specifically interesting. It's the lollipop kid from The Wizard of Oz.
Oh my gosh, no way.
He came to my 30th birthday party and he sang the song and he presented me with a giant lollipop. Courtney was there.
We took pictures.
You know what? I think I've met him before. He is so nice.
He's awesome.
She just didn't
He's
know what to call
he's
him.
like 96 now, and we
96?
still watch
Really,
the
96?
Patriots. We watched the Patriots games before together. Yeah, he's great.
You are
Maria,
Yeah.
one
My
new
favorite
thing.
little person is R2D2. Does he count? I mean, he is little.
Scott 6-year-old
And
baby.
he's a little thing. And he's like a person to me.
Did you see Kit Hoover
Yes.
present?
Yes.
I was dying. I go, Kit.
Okay, so that's.
I love it. I love it. She's hilarious.
I met Chewy from Chelsea lately.
I love Chewy.
Chewy.
Chewy's awesome.
He's so sweet.
He's really
Peter
funny.
Mayhew.
What a great little thing they got going on over
Well,
there.
Yeah,
Love me
little.
some
the
Chelsea.
man's got personality. But here,
Okay,
here's,
back to
well,
MTV.
but wait,
Yeah,
here's
a
trivia.
movie
Trivia.
award.
How old is Chewy? I mean,
Chewy?
yeah.
He's like 40
he's gotta
something.
be Chewbacca.
Oh, I thought you meant no Chewy from Chelsea Handler. Is that what you're talking about?
Are we
He's
talking
lived his
Chewy
life.
from Chelsea
I mean, he's
Handler
like- he's
or
lived
Chewy
his life.
Baca?
He knows a lot.
So who are you talking about?
We went from R2D2 to Chewy, so I thought you were
Now-
talking about Chewbacca.
But Maria, we want to get your
Chewbacca's
opinion.
massive.
You have an opinion on Best Movie.
Yes.
So the nominees are Black Swan, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1, Inception, The Social Network, and Twilight Eclipse.
Okay. For me, and if I could look at them one more time
Gotcha,
as I
girl.
make my decision, it's very difficult because
It is very difficult.
I think Inception will win or The Social Network. Or frig, it's Twilight Saga.
Twilight's
it's
gonna win
MTV
for the
Movie
third year
Awards.
in a row.
Correct.
Could read
Okay,
the
but wait,
full
no.
book.
We're talking
This might be
MTV.
the year that it does not win
It's
because
dethroned.
Social Network was such a young person's film.
And this is their audience.
That I think that Social Network will take it. Inception is a really good shot because it was such an incredibly well done movie, and I love movies that are so thought provoking. And you know, when I sat down with Christopher Nolan for Access Hollywood, the stuff he was telling me about how they shot this and how they actually created sets upside down, and it was really remarkable. So I think that Inception really deserves kudos. I think The Social Network was so awesome, and Black Swan was intense.
Lesbian kiss.
Oh
How many
my
times did you
God.
see
Lesbian
it?
We're back to the lesbian kiss.
Scotty.
But
Scotty
it was just crazy
Well,
good.
Scott and I agree that The Social Network should have won the Oscar this year.
Yeah, I definitely think so. Here's
I forget
why.
who won. Who won this year for
The
Exactly.
winner was it was the King's Speech.
King's Speech.
People are gonna
It's
look
an
back.
amazing
vote for
movie,
King's
not
Speech,
the
so
best
I'm
picture.
glad about it.
I don't
gonna
think
look
The
back.
Social Network should have won the Oscar.
I think so, and here's why. Social Network was the Citizen Kane of the 21st century. I mean, literally, it was Citizen Kane. Here's why. Because Citizen Kane was about newspapers. The Social Network was about the internet. Both provide information. Just like Charles Foster Kane presided over, the newspapers, Zuckerberg presides over the internet. And then you have their best friends who stick by them thick and thin, and they both get screwed over. In Citizen Kane, it was Joseph Cotton. In Social Network, it was Andrew Garfield. And both movies have a rosebud. In Citizen Kane, Rosebud was a sled. In Social Network, Rosebud was the girlfriend who broke up with Jesse Eisenberg in the beginning of the movie.
Interesting.
The parallels are so fascinating.
That is
Scott,
so neat.
you are a movie man.
That's why they call me
Why
movie
is
man.
that? How do I
Ladies and
argue with
gentlemen.
that?
Can I steal that?
I still think that Inception should win. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, Inception is one movie that you can literally see every time, like again and again, and you will always find something new. And
I'm sure Warner Bros. will be very happy to
Social
hear that.
Network. I think,
You know?
Yeah, you're right.
Remember when
I mean,
it was
I
nominated,
saw it
'cause
3
now
or
it's so
4
hard
times.
when 10 movies are nominated at the Oscars. I'm not a big fan of that. I would be a big fan from a filmmaker's perspective because I got 5 more shots at getting in, but it's definitely.
Yeah, I don't know how long that's going to last. I don't see that lasting. Well, I see it happening for a couple more years.
Is it year or is it just?
it's
just
been every
like
year.
the last 2 years,
Last
right?
year and this year.
2 or 3 years.
And
Because-
what happened back in the 40s? and
Because
the
they
30s.
just can't choose.
The
No.
Academy
Like,
claimed
there's
that
so
it was in
many.
part because of the economic recession, that when you put a Best Picture nomination on a film, more people are prone to go see it.
They
so
also-
it brings people into the theater.
They also
All
wanted
right.
to give the chance for movies that might not get nominated
Like Toy
to get
Story
nominated,
3.
like
Yeah.
Toy Story 3
Yeah.
and last year The Blind Side.
Yeah.
Now,
I
the
love
reasoning
The
for
Blind
that is not just to give movies a chance.
lady was my
The
mother.
reasoning is that if a popular film like The Blind Side gets nominated, then more people will watch the Oscars.
100% because it's got the ultimate seal of approval.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
So if it's nominated, it's like, oh, I must watch this.
But when a movie like The Hurt Locker wins, First of all, The Hurt Locker made
Still haven't
$12
seen
million
it.
at the box
Really?
office.
And
Great
nobody
movie.
saw it.
Nobody saw it.
I feel bad I haven't seen it.
The Hollywood Reporter put
And
out
I rented it.
a
I still
percentage
didn't watch
report
it.
on the
So
Oscars,
bad.
Wait.
and it said that 70% of people couldn't remember that The Hurt Locker won Best Picture.
Wow. Well, you know
Couldn't
what?
remember.
I never had
70%
that
of the
problem
people couldn't
before.
remember that the King's Speech won at this table.
I remember.
I take nothing away. It was a great
King's
movie.
Speech is nothing
But
here.
It's about
King's
spirit.
Speech. You know what?
King's Speech was a
It's
good
about
movie.
It was a good movie.
It was a good
I just
movie
loved
all
him.
around.
It was
but
a
it's not
safe
the best
movie.
picture.
It was a safe movie.
But it was beautiful.
It was
shot
a good
beautifully.
movie.
Everything's
It was-
beautiful. You know
Can I
why it
take
won?
this into another
It won because it's
direction?
British.
Move away.
Can I talk
One
about one
because it's a-
movie that I'm really upset
Yes.
about?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Really, really upset about that has not gotten out there, and I thought maybe it was going to have its moment.
Piranha 3D.
Cedar Rapids.
Cedar
Oh.
Rapids.
Delightful movie. Delightful movie.
Really?
By the way,
Scott, this movie is
Yeah.
so brilliantly
Yeah.
funny in
It's
such
wonderful.
a subtle way. It was written so well. It was acted so well. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Everybody needs to see Cedar Rapids.
Cedar
I'm gonna
Rapids,
go watch
this is
it.
the
Note
movie.
that. We'll have to like do
No,
like a
she's
blog
not.
afterward. I haven't
Let
seen
me
it.
write this
Okay.
All these movies.
For those of you who have never seen Cedar Rapids,
I need to see that.
Ed Helms plays this insurance salesman from a small town who goes to an insurance convention, and it's like his coming of age because he's really like sheltered and inexperienced. But it's a delightful movie. John C. Reilly, Anne Heche.
Yep.
It's funny. It's
You know,
moving.
I think in part though, and I like Anne Heche. I think in part of it was that they couldn't market the film well because she was in it. Because people still are not. I mean,
No, that's over.
I read it on the Hollywood Reporter that it was hard for them to sell the movie to people because
don't
people
buy
couldn't
it.
relate to some of the
forgot that she
stars.
was.
but people like
She was
Ed
such a
Helms.
It's a good
minor
movie, it's a good
character
movie.
in
She's
it.
had a whole like TV show sold at this point since all that drama. So.
Right.
Courtney got lippy.
But you know what else? The thing about Cedar Rapids is it came from Fox Searchlight. Fox Searchlight is a studio that did Little Miss Sunshine, Juno, 500 Days of Summer.
All amazing films. They
Slumdog
do
Millionaire,
great
all amazing
work.
films.
They do.
And you know what? Listen, Cedar Rapids came out in February. Now, by the time the awards shows start coming out later this year, it might be forgotten unless Searchlight does
Not
another
my
push for
heart,
it.
Scott,
But
man.
it definitely should get like the Spirit Award nomination.
But so
I
across
agree.
the board, so to bring it back for across the board, for
they
best
do that?
movie, Twilight has won the last 2 years, so it's likely
I think it's
that
over
it could
for
win.
Twilight.
Do you
Over
think?
Twilight.
I mean,
Over
Twilight
it.
but it has 8 nominations. You know.
But
But
Okay.
But
And so that doesn't
How many are there now?
This is audience members voting online.
Yeah.
True.
Voting online.
Little girls and little girls.
I mean, little girls.
Teenagers
Yeah.
that love Robert Pattinson.
That's why
and
Justin
they
Bieber
can
has that
take
chance. But if it should be done,
I'm
Inception
gonna go
versus
overseas and
Social
hire
Network.
some other people.
Social
Like,
Network.
Social
let's get some young labor.
Social Network.
Yeah, right,
Just
right,
start
right.
clicking.
Vote for the MTV Awards.
So,
All right, so when we come back, we're going to go to a short commercial break. When we come back, we still have female performance, male performance, and a whole slew of others. So we will talk to you. We'll talk to you soon.
Love it.
Want to find out what the AfterBuzz is about?
Janice is a drama queen.
This is the divide that is going to carry the series.
Give us a call. 424-256-1729. 424-256-1729.
It's television, and they want it to be as dramatic as possible.
I mean, it's Shakespearean.
You never know what goes on behind closed doors.
Find out why AfterBuzz TV is the #1 source for after-show content.
Now, in the eyes of Jimmy, Nucky is a villain.
424-256-1729. 424-256-1729.
I mean, who would you guys rather hear that from? Your husband or your best friend? The wig! The wig will come out. That wig.
When the TV show is over, get your AfterBuzz on.
Welcome back to AfterBuzz TV. This is the pre-show for the 2011 MTV Movie Awards. We still have a few categories to go through left.
Introduce
But
her.
first, we are here with Indiana Popcorn at the
by the way, we're
Star
eating
Lounge.
popcorn right now.
It is Friday before the show goes
Popcorn.
live.
Popcorn's the
Kevin's
best.
taking a fit picture with someone
Thank
else.
you.
Here's the thing, it's all natural, y'all.
It's all natural kind
No
of corn.
preservatives, no
And it's packed
partially
fresh daily.
hydrated.
I mean,
It's
really,
delicious.
you're just feeding us right now because we're starving.
We're starving and it's delicious.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maria, I've learned so much from this book.
Gluten-free.
You have?
I have.
Have you read my books?
I've read certain things,
Interesting.
and I have
Teach
to
me.
say,
Do you know about vampires?
I learned a lot, even though I no
Sunshine
longer
Committee.
need to date,
Sunshine
because
Committee.
I'm a happily married man. If I would have known some of the things that women thought, I might have settled down a lot sooner.
Oh.
So for that,
Why, thank you.
I have to say this book is just terrific.
Fantastic.
There's a lot of good beautiful pictures.
Thank you.
I love this, and I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm so
She's a
proud
New
of
York
you.
Times bestseller.
Maria, did you
Menounos
have a camera with you at all times?
Inspires me,
Like
folks.
snapping pictures when you were
Inspires me.
places, like, or did y'all go like on a photo
Elise
shoot?
right here took all the pictures in 2 days with me.
You're amazing, Elise.
Yep.
Oh my God,
Wow.
you are.
Elise is behind the camera.
Come on.
Good job.
Photographer.
This is the photographer of Maria's book and the photographer
Hired.
of After
Very
Buzz
good
TV
job.
and
I mean,
TV style.
amazing
And I
job.
hired her
Taking
for my
photos all
wedding
day.
at some point
Maria
in life.
is also on the cover of the newest Self magazine. And you can look at behind the scenes
Great
at self.com.
job. Great job.
I love Elise. I'm getting a weird note. I'm live. I'm working. I'm all good. I did most of it already. Bye.
So we still have a few
Catch you
awards.
later.
Bye, Phil.
We still have a few awards to get through
Love
before
ya.
we're done with the
Let's
show.
go.
We're going back to the
so
MTV
jump back
Movie
in.
Awards.
Here we
On
go.
the note
Pat,
of
get us back on track.
vampires.
Yeah.
Vampires.
We're still on with vampires because Twilight, 8 nominations.
vampires.
The
By the way,
best
it's
male
very
performance.
appropriate that we're eating popcorn. We're talking about
Oh, very
movies.
I know.
appropriate. Absolutely.
We got to get caramel popcorn at the studio now.
Yes.
So for best male performance, nominees are Daniel Radcliffe for Harry Potter, Jesse Eisenberg, Social Network, Robert Pattinson, Twilight, Taylor Lautner, Twilight, and Zac Efron, Charlie St. Cloud.
Jesse.
I like
Jesse
Zach and
Eisenberg?
Charlie St. Cloud.
Yes.
I think he was really, really good.
I didn't see it.
Charlie
He
St.
made
Cloud
me
is an
win.
underrated movie.
Is it?
What a twist,
I
right?
agree. I
What
agree.
a twist. I did not see that coming.
But Jesse
But-
Eisenberg.
Jesse
my God.
Eisenberg.
How
You
would
should
you
see Movie Man's eyes right now.
Wait, but
Oh my
how
gosh.
can we put money on those
I
people
know.
when
You're so
I mean
pretty.
Twilight has
I
8
have my
nominations?
money on Taylor Lautner.
Taylor Lautner?
Taylor Lautner's gonna win because didn't Robert Pattinson win the last 2 years?
Last 2 years, yeah.
Last 2 years, so now they're gonna give it to
So,
Dragonfly.
no.
So your
Although
team
Taylor
Jacob?
is in the ads with Jason Sudeikis, so maybe they know something we don't.
I am
But
team
so is
Jesse.
Taylor and his abdominals are gonna win.
I'm team Jesse, as in Jesse
My abdominals are
Eisenberg
gonna win some
from the
days,
Social
too.
Maria's
Network.
abdominals win everything. We all aspire to have Maria's
no way.
abdominals.
Here's the thing about the Social Network. The star of the Social Network is Aaron Sorkin. That screenplay was freaking brilliant.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
it's such difficult dialogue to bring to life.
Yeah.
But Jesse Eisenberg
He's great.
was Mark Zuckerberg.
He
But
was.
movie
He
man,
was.
Brilliant.
you're too smart, movie
I
man.
never, yeah. I've
These
never
are random MTV teenagers voting.
Oh,
You're
Courtney,
like, you're
back
smart.
down to
You're
earth
like Aaron
here.
Sorkin with your language.
I'm talking about Citizen Kane.
Citizen Kane. And then your grandparents were barely born.
Too much.
This is the MTV Movie Awards. You know,
I feel
the,
so old.
the
No more talk
vampire
about
or the werewolf is always gonna win.
Oh my
That's
god.
Did I mention I liked the Justin Bieber movie?
Yeah,
I did
you
like
did
the
like the
Justin
Justin
Bieber
Bieber movie.
Wait, someone else liked it yesterday too.
I said
oh,
I
yes.
It's
defended
good.
it. I
Maria,
defended it.
it's good.
Well, you know I love me some Bieber. I'm gonna totally watch it.
But I did
I am
like
too.
Bieber, and I saw the movie, and I was like, that was good.
He's not good.
It's good. He's a good kid.
Did you go opening night? Is that what you said?
No.
You didn't go with all the
He went
kids?
to a private secret screening.
Justin
in the
Bieber
backyard.
opening
Did you
night.
know what about that?
Amazing.
Cat. I think I would go see a movie. Shaw.
Oh!
Wait.
Now I believe in you.
But for best male, so you're on Taylor. I mean, I think he's an awful actor in this film.
Hey,
He's an awful
In this
actor,
film.
period.
No,
It doesn't
Taylor
matter.
is
It
a
doesn't
werewolf
matter.
that is
He's done well,
The
but in this
acting
film,
does
it's
not
all
matter.
about overacting.
It's all that matters is he has
Like
his
this last
abs
Twilight was a
and
lot.
he's in Twilight.
and he
But
wants.
Robert Pattinson, I think, is going to do he's breaking from the whole Twilight
He's trying.
brand.
Yeah.
Water for Elephants didn't do as well as it.
But he was good.
expected.
Could
He was
have.
good.
He was very good in it.
I liked it.
And he has a
Water
few
for
movies coming up
Elephants?
that are very good.
Water for
Water for
Elephants.
No, I'm dying.
With
to.
Reese.
I gotta tell you,
You know
here's
I
the
love elephants.
So well
Here's
written.
the thing
Great
about
screenplay.
Water for Elephants, okay? I went into that movie with a lot of Twilight baggage thinking, God, this guy better impress me. And by the midpoint of that film, I stopped seeing Robert Pattinson as Edward. And I watched him for the role he was playing, and I thought he was great. And on top of that, he held his own with Oscar winners Christoph Waltz and Reese Witherspoon, your doppelganger. I mean,
I heard
Yeah.
that they had an issue with the mistreatment of elephants, and it
Yeah.
turned me off a little because.
well, I heard the same things, and then I heard that it was blown out of proportion. So I don't
can't
know what
imagine
to read.
how they could treat an elephant the way they need to be treated to be in a movie, though.
Exactly. No, I agree with you.
True.
I
That's
totally
true.
agree with that.
I think though, I think you trust Robert Pattinson in this because you trust Reese Witherspoon. You know, Reese Witherspoon wouldn't. That was why I went to Water for Elephants, because I trusted that it was going to be good because Reese was in it.
What'd you think of it?
And it was good.
It was a great film, and it's very well written.
I've just
it
never
did
seen
not
a
do
movie
as
with
well.
Reese that's bad. I mean, her movies. I don't know. I just love.
I mean, Legally Blonde 2 wasn't brilliant.
I love her. And,
What did you say?
Legally Blonde 2 wasn't brilliant,
Legally
but
Blonde
I
2
still
was
went and
great.
have a snap
Okay,
cup.
we
I have
still
my
watched
snap
it.
cup.
Red, white, and blue. We did it
Please.
anyway.
The Bennett snap. It works every time.
It wasn't as good as one.
No.
One's better.
If
One is better.
we're fighting for the
Grease 2 is
females,
better than Grease 1.
and you know Daniel
We're
Radcliffe
not
is
talking
also
about Grease
nominated.
2. That
Daniel
should be
Radcliffe is doing an amazing job breaking out of his brand too,
He's really growing
and
up.
onto Broadway. I mean,
He's
he
growing
missed.
up.
He didn't get the Tony nomination for How to Succeed in Business, though he definitely should have. Somehow they didn't qualify it, but he's done a great job breaking out too.
You know, a lot of child actors, it's hard for them to break out. But even though
Especially
Daniel
for these two,
Radcliffe-
they're in a series, you know?
Yeah, and even though Daniel Radcliffe is now made, this will be his part 2 of Deathly Hallows, will be his 8th movie. I still believe that the next feature he does, where he's obviously not playing Harry Potter, I will buy him in that role because he's grown so
grown.
well. Like, he's not a kid.
There was something. I mean, I think out of all of them, that Taylor's going to be the one who has the hardest transition out of it. But if we have to say, so that we can move on, if we have to say one winner, Jesse versus Robert Pattinson. Jesse seems to be like the deserved.
Jesse's
I
girl.
think that-
Jesse.
But I would actually go for
I think
Robert.
it's going to be close
Jesse,
between
Jesse,
him and Zach
Jesse.
because I think the teeny boppers voting really are going to love Zach. So I think it's going to be
Zach?
tough.
See, this movie,
That'd be an upset. But it's possible.
But you know,
But if our age group were voting, I'd pick Jesse.
They'd go for Zach's eyes.
I mean, Zac Efron, that movie on
Have you seen her
sailboats, like.
person?
All right, so to move on to best female performance, we got to be quick.
Because
Best
I-
female
I
performance.
said that to him when I
You did?
when I interviewed him. I'm like, everyone talks about you, and I'm like, what's the big deal? Like, I'm never like, oh my god, I never swoon over movie stars or TV stars or anything.
I mean,
when
Zac
I saw
Efron's
him in
dreamy.
person, I was like, whoa, you are hot. Everyone was right, and he was dying laughing. I'm like, I'm sorry, I tried to tell you.
I'm sure he went home.
You
and
live
was
up
like,
to it, my
oh
friend.
my God, Maria
Wow.
Menounos thought I was hot. Like, he's
Yeah.
probably freaking out that he saw you.
Amazing.
Girls, why don't we go to best female performance?
Okay.
As this one, I think, has a lot of really strong contenders. One easy throw out. It's Emma Stone for Easy A.
Yeah.
Emma Watson for Harry Potter. Jennifer Aniston for Just Go With It. Which, what's that movie?
Where'd that come
Kristen
from?
Stewart for Twilight, and Natalie Portman for Black Swan. Jennifer Aniston is nominated because they want her to come to the show. I
Yes,
mean,
true.
what is that movie?
I agree.
The movie was awesome, says Jesse. No one went to
Loved
see
it?
that movie.
Jesse loved it.
I didn't see it, but
Emma
I would
Stone.
probably go with. I mean, that category to me, I didn't see Easy A.
Oh, you didn't see
Is it
Easy
good?
A?
Yeah,
Amazing.
yes, go see it.
Amazing.
Really?
It's
Easy
so
A.
great. Emma Stone
She's
is a
great,
star
yeah.
in this
Maria
movie.
Menounos, Easy A is an instant teen comedy classic.
Yeah.
Wait,
Do you
like,
think
It
it's,
is.
I don't think it's classic.
like
Like
Bar-
the first American Pie.
Like a John Hughes movie.
Okay.
No.
Yes.
I
It is-
think
it is a
I
love
think it is.
letter to
I
John
think it is
Hughes.
worthy of it, but it is not cult classic.
I think ultimately Natalie
It's amazing.
Portman has been winning every award that she got nominated for Black Swan.
Hey, that
and I
happened
think
with
she'll win.
Charlize from Monster too.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, oh sure.
When you give such a great performance, I
You
mean,
have to do it. But when I saw Easy A, I fell in love with Emma Stone. I fell in love with her.
I agree.
I think it's between Emma Stone and Natalie.
I
Thing is,
agree.
Okay.
on the
agree.
side,
We agree.
We
Yeah.
agree. Yeah.
on the side of the two series though, Emma Watson,
Kristen
you know, she's
Stewart.
been through all of them.
I think it's gonna be Kristen Stewart.
Twilight.
She's the
Y'all
one.
are confused.
She's the
Y'all
one that I
have
wish
this,
wouldn't win the most.
Highly critical, intelligent conversation about these films.
The thing
These
is-
kids are not voting
Gordy.
for.
You're right.
You're right. Do you know where we live? We don't live in Japan. We live in America.
The thing is, Kristen
No
Stewart
offense.
is
Our
awful.
teenagers.
But what about Citizen Kane?
Not quite as much, okay? Love y'all. I love you.
What about Citizen
I
Kane?
love them. But we're a special bunch, okay?
But Kristen
Now.
Stewart in this movie is dreadful.
She's
To me.
dreadful in every Twilight
No.
movie.
She's in a new movie called On the Road with Amy Adams, and there's a lot of talk about Oscars for it. She's
Oh.
actually very good in it.
No.
And The
Kristen
Runaways
Stewart.
did not do well, but she was good in it.
Kristen Stewart was
Good actress.
terrific in a movie that came out last year called Welcome to the Rileys.
Yeah.
Oh, I
That
heard
little
about
popcorn on your
that.
chin, Mance. There you go. You're all set.
He's saving it for later.
Thank you,
You're
Maria.
welcome. I'm there for you, baby.
Thank you to the millions of viewers for speaking up. But Kristen Stewart last year was at Sundance in 2010, so it's been a year and a half, and she plays a stripper who befriends James Gandolfini, who's in New Orleans for a business trip, and he's grieving over the loss of his own daughter, so he tries to help her out as a way of redemption. And her performance was so strong that when I interviewed her at Sundance for that movie, I said to her, I said, Kristen, your performance was Oscar-worthy. And she gave me a look like she thought I was absolutely out of my freaking head. But I said, I am not joking.
Because she doesn't buy it herself yet.
Yeah.
I think
that's
very
very
humble and very like.
Her shtick is humble, but also this awkward thing. Like that's why I hate this
Wait,
role.
it's
It's so
I think
uncomfortable.
she is. I know her dad. Her dad's a really nice man. It's not shtick. It's who she is.
Oh, I know.
Like,
She's great, but the thing that I dislike about the character in Twilight is it's kind of an uncomfortable character to get to know. She's like it was awkward to be a teenager, but she's consistently awkward.
Twilight.
The kisses,
But that's why
the
people,
kisses are dreadful.
That's why people relate to her.
Is
though.
that why?
She played, because if you read the book first and then you saw the movie, she played that part. Like, she was that
So then
girl.
are you on the side for Kristen Stewart to
Twilight,
win?
Kristen Stewart.
I mean, the smart people who are living in the reality world are
I'm
saying
vote for Natalie
Kristen
Portman.
Stewart.
We would all love Natalie Portman, but
I am not thinking that every teeny bopper who's voting went to go see Black Swan.
thank you.
Oh,
Thank you, Maria.
But
I do think they all went to see
Certainly not
Easy A.
online voting, and I
But-
saw it.
Black
I almost
Swan.
voted today.
Just for the record, Black
We should all
Swan.
vote right now.
We should.
Black
Courtney,
Swan,
Fire
a
up,
movie.
fire up that iPad.
Black Swan is a movie that cost just $9 million to make, and it made over $300 million
No
worldwide.
way.
What did?
Worldwide.
Whoa.
Yes.
Really, Scott?
Black Swan, it costs $9 million to make. And it
That's
took them
incredible.
years.
Can do in
It took them years to make it. And it made over $300 million worldwide and counting. How
Unfreaking
about that?
believable.
How's that for a profit?
And
Let's
that's all
retire.
Natalie Portman.
I love it.
Yes.
I mean, Natalie Portman is the movie. So Natalie Portman or Emma Stone, it's really anyone's game
I
for
love
them.
Emma Stone.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
All right,
And-
so the biggest breakout star. This has seen quite a few people who have gone very far. Amanda Seyfried won it the year before. So we have Andrew Garfield from The Social Network, Chloe Grace Moretz for Kick-Ass, Haley Steinfeld for True Grit, Jay Chu for The Green Hornet, Olivia Wilde, Tron Legacy, and Xavier Samuel for Twilight.
Who? Who's Xavier Samuel? Who's Xavier
He's the cute
Samuel?
one. He's the cute
Haley.
one. That's why
No
I'm
one's gonna have seen it.
Haley?
No, not everybody saw that.
See,
that
I
girl
think
was amazing.
Haley Steinfeld, I think, actually had a good hope to win the Oscar. I wanted Haley Steinfeld to win over Melissa Leo for the
I'm
Oscar.
confused.
No.
Oh.
Okay, sorry.
I lived in Massachusetts.
I don't often do this, but we turn off mics when people say stuff like that.
I mean, Melissa.
Jesse.
I think Haley was amazing.
She was
I
good.
think she was one of the best young actors in a role in the last decade or so.
She was,
with Abigail
but
Breslin,
Melissa
with
Leo was
Are you
off
kidding?
the charts. Like,
Thank you.
something you've never seen before.
Thank you.
I also wanted to give it to her
Like
because I thought
Charlize
True Grit
Theron
should
never
have won
seen
something.
before.
True Grit shouldn't have won nothing.
True Grit was a good movie, but it was overrated.
It was overrated. It wasn't any better than the first one.
I agree.
You
You know
got
why?
Not any better than the first
Wait.
one.
under my roof.
Thank you.
Throwing me money.
That's what should win.
That's it.
Right there.
That's
All
it,
right.
sister.
That's it.
That is
Okay.
it.
Breakout star Maria
I'm
Menounos
telling
as
you.
Melissa Leo.
Except that Melissa Leo's not nominated right now.
Breakout star. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say
Excuse me, I
it.
need to have a sidebar.
My
we're losing Maria for a
boy,
minute.
Andrew Garfield from
Andrew
the
Garfield,
Social
Andrew
Network.
Garfield, Andrew
he
Garfield.
is the heart.
Yeah.
If Jesse Eisenberg is the brains of the Social
Right.
Network, then Andrew Garfield is the heart
He's
of that
amazing.
movie. And Courtney, I know what
Stop,
you're gonna say.
you're too freaking smart.
Nobody
Stop.
is gonna
Nobody-
listen.
No.
Right.
Nobody's paying attention
You know
to
what?
that.
I'm gonna go with like the rest of the kids in America, and I'm gonna say
I'm gonna say
Xavier.
Twilight.
Twilight.
Xavier Samuel.
What?
No.
Xavier Samuel is starring in the new movie about 3D sharks.
But Andrew
Xavier Samuel is not the
It
breakout
doesn't matter. He's in Twilight.
By the way, here's my question.
What?
Do we have the stats on who's voting? Is it boys or girls? Because if it's boys, it's Olivia Wilde.
Thing is, I don't think enough.
Very
Oh.
true.
I was
Very true.
And I haven't even seen Tron.
Tron was
But
whack.
she's hot,
Yes,
and
she
boys
is.
are gonna like her. So if
Yeah.
boys vote, it's
Yeah.
Olivia. If girls vote,
It's Twilight.
But Andrew Garfield, he's the new Spider-Man.
No,
he's the new
Andrew-
Spider-Man.
Andrew and Chloe are the
I'm confused.
actual
Why is
Breakouts.
Olivia Wilde considered a breakout star?
I don't know.
Because she is our star already.
That's what they like on.
Well, she's
Olivia
more of a star
Wilde-
because, like, movie-wise, this was her.
She hasn't had like a big
This
role
is like
in
her
movies.
big
This is
But
her
you know what?
big,
Olivia
yeah.
Wilde
Okay.
was
But she's
better.
also being Cowboys and Aliens. Right?
Olivia Wilde was better in that movie The Next 3 Days with Russell Crowe and Elizabeth Banks. Underrated film. It's on DVD now. Netflix it, Amazon it, buy it, whatever. Awesome movie. But Andrew Garfield, he's the heart of the Social Network.
But
he's the heart of the
he was
movie.
the least interesting.
But
in
he was
my
the heart-
opinion,
the least
watching
interesting.
it.
Who even remembers who he was?
Honestly, I would never have remembered his name.
I don't remember this
He
Xavier
wasn't
or Samuel.
represented him, didn't publicize him as well as Jesse
Maria knows what
Eisenberg.
she's talking
Andrew
about.
Garfield should have got the Oscar nomination
Honestly,
too.
I don't know his name. I don't really remember like caring much for his character.
Exactly.
He seemed like a naggy, like whiny, like.
She's not watching the movie.
Obviously, it's his character.
I
He did a
could
great
walk
job.
down the street and bump into Xavier Samuel, and I wouldn't know who the hell he
I don't
is.
know who he is either.
I don't
I'm
either.
not
I don't
thinking
either.
either. I'm not checking him
Yeah, I have
either.
no idea.
But-
We say Xavier, I think of Javier
Oh,
from
Xavier's
The Voice.
beautiful.
Like,
I think of Professor X from the X-Men.
That's where my head
All right,
is.
guys, I'm getting summoned out of here.
I'm
very
Leo.
sad
Melissa
because
Leo,
I've actually
everyone.
a lot of
Melissa
fun.
I know, don't take her away.
Her book.
Her
I'll be
New
right
York
back. I'm
Times
coming back.
bestseller. What Every Girl's Guide to Life, except for Melissa Leo's.
And apparently
She's on the
men
cover of
get
Self
lots of good
magazine,
info
still out
too.
now.
Ladies and gentlemen. But wait a minute. Oh, come on, Andrew Garfield. He's Spider-Man.
Now that we're safe without her, Andrew Garfield
He's
should take
Spider-Man?
it.
He should take
He's Spider-Man.
it.
He's the new
I
Spider-Man.
forgot about that.
British
Nobody
actor.
knows.
Well, he's playing the
He's Spider-Man with Emma
But
Stone.
he's
Xavier.
Courtney, you
So
are
who are
too
you going with, Courtney?
I'm being honest, okay?
Who
If
you
I
going
were
with?
voting, I might be voting very differently than what I'm voting right now.
Why?
Because I'm voting for
So
who's
you're
actually
thinking of
voting.
who the
Who's
audience
gonna win?
is.
Who do you
Well,
think's
then
gonna win?
who do you say is going to win?
I mean, who do I say is going to win? What are we on, Breakout Star? I said Xavier Samuel.
There's nobody.
Twilight wins everything.
All right, so we're split down the middle for this one, oddly enough. Clearly, it's Andrew or Chloe are going to win.
And I'm sure Xavier's kind of hot.
So move on.
Yeah.
We only have about 2 categories left. Why don't we go with best line from a movie, and we'll end with
Ooh, I
best
love this
comedic. Line from a movie. This is my least favorite.
Oh my god, this is my fave. Are you
This is
kidding
my-
me?
I don't think. First of all, I don't think any of these lines are that
I don't think
profound.
they're that profound. But
I think this
I'll
is
tell
a
you which
cool
one's my
category or
favorite.
idea, but there weren't any lines. The lines nominated. We have from Grown Ups, great film that was. I want to get chocolate wasted.
That's
like
pretty
that.
cool. That's pretty funny.
Sorry,
She's a little
that's not
kid.
winning.
She was like 5.
I want to get chocolate wasted.
That's great.
Amanda
awesome.
Bynes and Emma Stone for Easy A. There is a higher power that will judge you for your indecency. Tom Cruise,
Wait, can I say the next one?
please.
Jesse Eisenberg from the Social Network. If you guys were the inventors of Facebook, you'd have invented Facebook. Great line.
That is the
my
winner.
fave.
That's the winner right
No,
there.
no, no. Wait,
God,
we
we
said
are
that.
so on.
Oh,
Justin
you and me were
Timberlake.
Social Network hat right here.
Yes.
Justin Timberlake and Andrew Garfield. They're in
We're
love.
listening, Pat. Go.
Justin Timberlake, Andrew Garfield, Social Network. $1 million isn't cool. You know what's cool? You. $1 billion. That shut everybody up. I remember the scene, but the line wasn't that
That is
big.
not powerful.
The,
By
the
the
other
way,
line
I
that
don't
I
get
think
it.
could
Move
win.
next.
Tom Hardy for Inception. You mustn't be afraid to dream a little bigger, darling.
Yeah.
These are kind of lame.
But Jesse
Yeah.
Eisenberg.
Jesse
I think
Eisenberg.
it's the Jesse
If
Eisenberg
you guys
line.
were the inventors of Facebook,
You
you'd
would
have
have
invented
invented
Facebook.
Facebook.
Come on,
Done.
boom, hands and
That was a pretty good impression.
Right? Come on, you gotta go.
I'm going to say that one might win.
That was the
Yeah.
best line.
That might win.
And that's one of the moments that you remember.
Because there's not a
in
line
that,
from Twilight.
Yeah,
Corey, that was
true.
a bone.
There's not a line from Twilight.
There's no line from Twilight.
I love you.
Get this new line from Twilight.
Wait, yes, there
I
is.
can't.
Edward.
Edward, I don't know.
It's silent.
Edward.
I'm just I don't
That's
understand
the best
Twilight
line.
at all.
I don't
but
either.
I don't get it.
I know, you've been
I thought
fighting for
vampires
it.
were dead. How are they having a baby in the next movie?
Oh, wow.
Can somebody explain that to me?
This week they premiered 8 seconds of a clip from the new movie where you see Bella walking towards the wedding. She has her
Edward,
wedding
yeah.
dress on.
Yeah, she's getting
Towards
married.
Edward.
She marries him.
Huge. I mean, that's like, but the thing is, that's biased by MTV to put the exclusive trailer in
They're
there.
not biased. They know their audience.
Well, because clearly all those fans are going to watch the show, so all those fans are going to vote for those movies.
Yo, they know their audience.
Black Swan isn't getting a preview or a review.
No,
Oh, no.
MTV caters to who they know they're catering.
They're not going to preview lesbianic makeouts.
I don't know.
love
I
Let's Be
Kissed a
Honest.
Girl did very well. Love
I
that.
kissed a girl and I liked it.
And the
kidding.
last, it's fine, Cap.
We know you guys.
It's okay, we excuse you. The last category is Best Comedic Performance. Adam Sandler for Just Go With It. Again, why? What is this movie? Ashton Kutcher for No Strings Attached.
What?
Emma Stone for Easy A.
Ding.
Russell Brand for Get Him to the Greek, and Zach Galifianakis for Due Date.
Okay, Galifianakis keeps playing the same character over and over.
Okay,
no, I didn't know why he was in the category. I mean, I
was an
like him as an
awful
actor.
movie. Due Date was an awful movie. So was Dinner for Schmucks. Zach Galifianakis is so good. Great in Hangover. Hangover 2, I think, was a waste of time.
Hangover 2 was horrible. The first Hangover was great.
It was brilliant.
What the heck were they thinking? They basically just remade the movie.
That's what
In the box office?
They remade it.
They remade it. I thought that could be funny. It was so cheesy. It tried.
I didn't see it yet, y'all.
I mean, it was so
Did you get opening night?
I went to the day after.
I almost went to opening night.
Let me tell you, you line up the Hangover and the Hangover Part 2, they would snap
They're not,
together like
literally not comparable.
But they're so...
All right, you guys, we gotta move to our prediction for this one. I mean, Adam Sandler's out. Ashton Kutcher for No Strings Attached.
Emma Stone, Easy A.
Emma Stone, Easy A is one easy win.
We love Easy A.
Russell Brand. This was an awful movie, but he has 2 amazing movies coming up. The Tempest. You thought Get Him to the Greek is fantastic, but he has 2 amazing movies. Arthur, because he has The Tempest coming up with Helen Mirren, and he has Rock of Ages with a huge Catherine Zeta-Jones.
No way.
All right. Well.
All right, everyone. So that's our final prediction. The show is this Sunday night, June 5th, and you can learn more at ABTV MTV AfterBuzz show. We'll be talking about the show after the show that night, so tune in at AfterBuzzTV.com and Ustream. It's been amazing here at the Style Lounge on this Friday before we get ready for Sunday night show. Kat, Courtney, Scott, Pat, it's a poem. We love you.
From producers Kevin Undergaro and Phil Svitek, engineer DJ Jesse Janity, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. If you have questions or comments, be sure to buzz us at info@AfterBuzzTV.com. And you can find us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter by searching for AfterBuzz TV.
And scene.
Oh, we gotta do
You want to do it again?
One more?
One, 2, 3.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.